and see if it's going to work. We'll just go. Anyway, without a big long explanation, I'm just going to shoot a quick demo video on how to throw on our kick wheels. We have these Paul Soldner kick wheels, and just really wanted to put out some information to see if anyone has interest in using these. Some of you probably have not been able to see these in action. They've been kind of these wheels that have been stacked out in the hallway, and no one's been using them because we really don't have room to put them in here. So don't feel bad if you haven't. But right now, it's kind of a good opportunity to try them out because all of our Clay 2 students checked out most of our wheels, our electric wheels. So this video is for all of our pot throwers without a wheel. And we do have probably, I think, 8 left up for grabs of these. And let me know, send me an email if you want one in your studio. I'll be happy to tote it up there on the pallet jack and drop it off. But I was hoping I could just make this video to give you guys a quick sense of maybe how to go about doing this. It's really pretty easy once you try it. So the general idea is just to get the flywheel going, that big thick piece of cement on the bottom. That's pretty heavy and it keeps the momentum going. You want to be careful and make sure you're wearing shoes. I did have one student that got her pinky toe dislocated on the pinch between this piece of metal and the flywheel. So make sure you're wearing decent shoes. And just get comfortable with how you want to position your body, and just make sure you're taking it easy, right? It's actually pretty relaxing. It's nice. You don't have the electric hum in your ear from those electric wheels. So that's one advantage. You can all use more of that. Less hum. So your feet are the brakes. Everything's the same except what's powering your wheel, right? So at the beginning, it might require you to kick it a little harder than the rest of the time. So most people like to center with the wheel going pretty fast. And as you notice, when you put pressure on the clay, the wheel starts to slow down, depending on how much pressure you put and also how fast the wheel's been going in the beginning. But all it requires is you to take a break, release that pressure nice and easy, and then go back to it after you've got the wheel sped up again. You can see, just release that pressure nice and easy. If you release the pressure quickly, you'll keep throwing things out of whack, right? So you'll develop a sort of a rhythm with the kick wheel that you won't develop with an electric, I feel. So it's a little more zen-like. Ultimate green machine. Maybe I'll do a demo with my treadle wheel. It's a whole nother layer of body interaction and throwing pots. I think while you're in school, it's a good idea to try as many different things as you can. If you're not comfortable on kick wheels, try kick wheel for a semester. If you're not comfortable on electrics, if you've only thrown on these, a lot of students coming out of high school, all they have are locker V kick wheels. So some of you are pretty comfortable with this. So maybe try something different if you can, if it's available. Anyway, it's all the same. As you can see, it's naturally slowing down. If you need it to slow down all the way, just put your feet on the wheel, or the flywheel. And then you'll notice that we don't have bat pins on these wheel heads. So that's one other thing that might be a little different. If you're used to our electrics, you'll notice that we've always got bat pins attached to those, and students typically will throw with bats. These guys, you could do that if you wanted to use bats. You could throw out a flat clay patty on a wheel, a slab. Just pull out like a plate, and you could attach a bat with just some clay. It works pretty well. You can actually demo that process if you're interested. Let me know. But all I'm doing here is I'm getting ready to pull this off the wheel, and I'm using a rib to take the water off the surface. If you do that, they become less slippery, right? And the other thing you're going to want to do before you try to pull this off the wheel is to just dry your hands off. Okay? If they're wet, it's like trying to catch a wet frog in a pond, right? Just like that. Again, if you wanted to throw with a bat, you could do that with a piece of clay. It's really easy. And this could stay on your wheel as long as it's soft enough to keep taking bats. So you could do this, you get down into the studio, throw out a clay slab, and then you could use several different bats on this at one time. Not at one time, consecutively, right? Eventually you'll have to scrape it off and start over. You can't just leave it on there forever. But something like this would work. Just make sure it's nice and flat. I'll grab a bat just so you can see. Okay. Talk about this too. Splash pans are really easy to fall off, so be careful. They grab onto this piece of angle iron here with this little notch, so just make sure that's installed properly before you can start kicking. It just cradles that, so sometimes it slides around. But that's all you have to do if you want to throw on bats.